Hi, this is Yolanda Van Veen from VanVeenBulbs.com. And next we're going to talk about how to grow peonies, one of my favorite late spring blooming plants. Now peonies, or peonies, however you want to pronounce it, are a beautiful plant that does really well in full sun. Peonies really like cold climates, so even in the Northwest I'm finding they do better away from the house where they can get a little bit colder in the winter. And even places like San Francisco, sometimes they're not getting blooms on them anymore because it's not getting cold enough in the winter for them to have a dormant enough period of time to get good blooms. So the trick is to make sure and put them in some place where they're going to get a little bit colder. These peonies are done blooming. They bloomed May into June, and they were just gorgeous this year. And now the foliage is starting to die back a little bit, but they still look good. And I'm just going to leave them there. So as long as the foliage is green, I'll leave them. And in the fall, you can already tell that they're turning colors, and they make fall colors that are just gorgeous. So the key is making sure that you put them in full sun. Peonies have to be really crowded and have to have a massive root system to bloom. So sometimes when you plant them, you have to wait 1, 2, even 3 years to get a bloom on them. So you've got to be really patient with them. So start with 2 or 3 plants crowded together and you'll get a bloom much quicker. Or if you start with one, just be patient with it. So the peony is just a root. It's like a branch almost. It looks very woody. And they have these little eyes towards the top. So the key when you plant peonies is not to plant them too deep, because you only want to put them 1 or 2 inches above those eyes. Because if you put them 5 or 6 inches below, they'll never bloom, because they really need to be barely under the dirt to get good blooms. So when you turn around and plant them, the key, like we said, is don't plant them too deep. And make sure they're in full sun. And be patient with them, because it might take at least 2 to 3 years to get a bloom. But they're one of those plants that's worth the wait. Because once you got them blooming, they'll be blooming for the next 50 years, and they'll be an incredible addition to your garden.